Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2022 Audi Q7 and its 23-speaker Bang and Olufsen 3D Advanced audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio adjustments, inputs, controls, speaker locations, then we're going to go out onto the road and listen to these sample tracks at 70 miles per hour, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Now this, for the keen-eyed observer, is actually an SQ7, one of my favorite cars that we've had around lately. I've actually really been impressed by this, both from a performance standpoint and from a luxury standpoint. But obviously, the normal Q7 would have the same type of sound system if you stepped all the way up. So if you do want to see anything more on this SQ7, check the links in the description. We've got a good DM review, some winding road content as well. All those will be in the link in the description. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults. Let's take a look at those now. It's already starting to get a little dark here. It's the second shortest day of the year, second or third, depending on how you look at it, so it gets pretty dark here. But this touchscreen infotainment system, unfortunately, no more knob controls in Audi. I missed that because this is kind of far away and you really got to click down to press these haptic controls, but we're in the media screen now. Let's go up here. That's actually not going to do it. Do a quick audio adjustment. That'll give us the sound settings. Got adjustments for treble, bass, and subwoofer. Let's go through those now. I like having an adjustment separately for the subwoofer. You can add some rich elements to your music, but it's strange that there's not even, no 9-band equalizer, but not even a mid-range adjustment. I think at this sort of price point and for a top-level system like this, there should definitely be some sort of 9-band equalizer, but that's all you got to work with here in the Q7. Below that, you have adjustments for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. You can move the sound all around the car. Get it back in the center there. Then we start getting into some of the 3D settings. So you got focus. Well, I guess that's not really a 3D setting. This is more balance and fader as well. You can focus sound either on the front, the rear, all the seats, or this movie mode. I don't know exactly how that's going to focus sound. Maybe more from the center speaker. But maybe as the next song picks up and we go through the rest, we'll change the focus modes real quick. Then you get into the surround settings. So you have adjustment for min and max on the surround level. That's going to change how much the music is surrounding you in the 360 degree setup. So from right in front would be min, and then it kind of wraps around you from the sides up to max. And then 3D effect below that, that's going to raise the sound stage from an up and down standpoint. It's going to engage these upper A-pillar speakers here and create more of a depth and a height to your music. So let's kind of go through both of those. Maybe you can get sort of an idea from my binaural microphones how they sound. I like to have a little bit of the 3D effect, but in this car, I like to have the surround level pretty low. It adds a hollowness to it. If I'm listening to music loud, I want it to be as true to recording as possible, and that is with everything off. We're gonna do most of our testing that way, but we'll experiment with it a little bit. Let's also go through those focus modes real fast. last adjustment you have is a speed-dependent volume control. Now, not only is this going to raise the volume of the music, but, well, and actually, see, I don't know 100% how much this comes into play, but this car does have microphones in it to actually adjust elements of the music as there's more road noise and elements of the car are changing. But I wouldn't be inclined to say that's not dependent on speed-dependent volume control. I think for that, that's simply going to raise the volume of the music as there's more ambient noise and you get going faster. So we're going to leave that off for this test. And that's it for sound adjustments. Like I said, it would be nice to have a 9-band equalizer. For audio controls in the Q7, you got a nice volume knob here. Easy to reach for both the driver and passenger. It's got good clicks like most Audi controls have. You also have what I really like, a volume scroller on the right side of the wheel. Makes for nice, quick, and easy volume adjustments. For track selection, I like this. You can move right or left on the volume knob here. You've also got right and left flanking the volume scroller on the wheel. I like that. And you can use the touchscreen if you're in the proper menu. Audio inputs in the Q7. You have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, USB-C, Bluetooth streaming, wireless, Apple CarPlay, and I actually don't know for sure if it's wired or wireless Android Auto. I think we've got wireless Android Auto as well, but I'll have to put that in the video note here below. And that's it. Although I do see some streaming services, but it says that the selected system is currently unavailable. So you could probably get some sort of streaming service, but it's not giving it to us now. So what does that mean you're missing? Well, there's no USB Type A and no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack, but not the end of the world on that one. Speaker locations. Now, as I said, this is the top tier 23 speaker system. It took a little while to figure out where they all were, but I am confident I can give them all to you now. Starting in the bottom left, you've got woofer 1 in the door, 2 mid-range, 3 tweeter there, and then 4 mid-range for the 3D, 5 tweeter for the 3D, 6, 7 in the center, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the right side, coming into the back, 13 door woofer, 14 mid-range, 15 kind of either tweeter or surround speaker here, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 back here in the ceiling. That's a mid-range and a tweeter. And then you've got 23 subwoofer in the rear of the cargo area underneath there. All right, well, that's going to do it for our static portion. I'm going to get this stuff put away, and we're going to get out on the road. like when we evaluate a luxury car, evaluating a luxury audio system requires you to get very nitpicky. We start evaluating and discussing the very fine intricacies of the system. And while this system does a ton of things really, really well, what I'm not loving are the upper mid-ranges coming through too strong. You can hear it at the beginning of that song. The snare drum hits are coming through really forcefully and don't feel well balanced with the rest of the sound. Also, we've got a really big, powerful subwoofer back there, but these door woofers are stepping in to do a lot of work, and I would like to have more sound moved back there and being motivated by the subwoofer. When I was listening to this throughout the week, I had the subwoofer adjustment up about 3 or 4 clicks depending on the song, just to get more work being done back there. I'm surprised it's not tuned that way from the factory. Overall though, a lot of really good things going on with this system. For this next song, we're going to turn the bass all the way up, see what happens. And the subwoofer, I should say. We'll do them individually. And here's subwoofer. Just a nice, more full sound. And then here's bass. Ooh. Not loving that rattle up there. So good amount of power, but I would want more from this kind of sound system. Wrapping up my thoughts on the Bang & Olufsen 3D Advanced surround system here in the Audi Q7. It does a lot really, really well. And Chris and I were actually discussing throughout the week, does this system deserve S tier? Is it a high A? Where exactly should it live? And man, I can't talk this morning. We ended on A+. It's a very, very strong A system, but there are elements that it's missing that make it so it doesn't deserve that S tier badge. An S tier system is essentially no compromise. It's up at the very tippity top, and there are a few things we would change with this system. First off, what I mentioned earlier, the higher mid-range sounds and the low bass is not coming through. Now the bass can be adjusted with a subwoofer, but you have no mid-range adjustment on this system. So we couldn't even adjust down those mid-range sounds to balance the sound a little bit better for both of our liking. That's frustrating. Also, I'm really not a huge fan of this infotainment system. I don't like having to push down and click. It slows all of my movements, takes away from the luxury feel of this car. So I'm a big fan of the sound system. I love listening to it. It's a really, really high A, but A nonetheless. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Audi Q7 or SQ7 here, check the link in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.